YouTube, and let's get some royalty-free music going on so I don't get shoinked. All right, all right. Okay, I think we're all up to date, but let's just check. Okay. Okay, right. I remember what we were working on. So going through and trying to make just giving each object each thing its own layer. Yesterday what I worked on was we made those lightning guys. So the yellow kind of guys that chase you around and they only hurt you when the square fills in. I made like these different zones, so I just need to put like a strip of yellow up at the top for the lightning zones. We got the simple Simons, we got the diagonal Dans, we got the circle jerks, we got the asteroids working. I need to do the turrets, and I need to do yeah, there's a couple more enemy types we just need to get into using a sprite to spawn them and not just typing in the XY positions. So let's do that. Relaxing voice with profanities and keyboard clacks. There you go, baby. Can't even figure out an Excel spreadsheet. Excel is a pain in the ass. Okay, so let's look at here, let's just run it real quick. What's our we gotta get the flame blaster guys in here. We gotta get these guys. I call them the zingers. The stumpers. That's what I call those walls there. Okay. So let's go through the next one that appears, I believe, is the turrets. So let's make a layer here. This fucking song sucks ass. Let's skip ahead. You got UFC tomorrow? I think Tapuria. I love Oliveira, but I just don't think I think he's past his prime. I think it's kind of like Tony Ferguson. All the stupid enemy names. Okay, right, we want to make a layer for I want to make another tile map layer. I'm gonna actually make this one 8x8 because the turrets kind of sit in between the guys. Let's make the turrets this color. Okay, so oops. Have to do them like that. So we had one turret there. I think that's the only place. It's the only turret so far, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can get this working. So we'll go here. We're gonna call this turrets data. It'll be tile map 1. Turrets data. Where are you? Turrets. Selected frames, just that layer. Okay, that should be good. And then we'll make an init function. Parse spawn image, so it's going to be sprite slash turrets data.png. Spawn info will be the table and tile size. Let's go here. Okay. Make sure that's all saved. First, let's make sure that there's no turret. Okay, that's good. Oh, you know what? This might not actually work. I might have to change because it's sitting in between two tiles. We'll see here. We'll see what happens. Let's put this back in. Oh yeah, okay, it is there, but it's placing it not where I want it. Let's go 8. Let's see. Okay, now it's making 2 of them. Okay, what's the best way to do this? Right. Oh yeah, I see. I kind of sounded like the Outer Wilds song there for a sec. Right, because if it does it every 8, then it's going to... Here, I think I know what I got to do. I just got to go like that. It looks kind of weird, but... And then we'll put this back to tile size. Nope. There it is. Okay, that's working. We're gonna have to do the same for the flame blasters. We'll just do a commit. Let's say feature. Turrets now spawned via a sprite layer. Okay. Flame blasters next. Same thing. Whoops. So I'll make a new layer. Oops. Also do 8x8. We'll call this one Flame Blasters. Okay, and then where was the... I want it to spawn. Be right between those two, hey? Whoops. Oh, yeah, I gotta make the tile first here. We want it, oopsies, I think we want it right there. Okay, this one will be called Flame Blasters. Oops. Data. Okay, give it an init function. flame blasters data.png. Oh yeah, and then spawn info, and this will also be 8 jump size. All right. Okay. Do this once to make sure. Okay, it's not there. Put that back in. See if this works. Works. On field. Oh yeah. Oh right. These ones are different because I was spawning them. Right. Most of the enemies, once the camera gets to, so if the camera's moving along the game and it gets to the spawn point, like this blue guy here will spawn when the camera kind of gets right, like kind of right before, right, like right around here is when he'll spawn. But with these guys, I do something different because this guy shoots the flame wall. I'll show you here. We'll put that back in. We'll get rid of this. Oh, I got to change the category and all that shit too. I just realized. Oh. Now what? Oh. Get rid of this. Because I want those flame walls to start shooting before you actually get to this guy. So you got to figure out a little system there. Rafael dos Anjos holds record for the longest total fight time in a UFC career. 8 hours. That's a lot of time in the fucking ring. Make clicky noise, type gibberish, get results. Pixel Rogart, hey, what's up, dude? Welcome in, man. My wiener's gonna tear if I keep yanking it. Hell yeah. Yeah, everything's just boxes right now. Can't do everything at once. You have to start with a box and then turn it into some art after. 10-minute rolls in your gym and you're dead. Dude, we should train. Are you coming to any of the Brazil shows? Okay, flame width, flame height. Okay, how the fuck? It's been a while since I looked at these enemies. Distance, .x, flame width. Right, so this sets the width and height and everything for all the flames that it shoots. Curitiba in October. Okay, we should train, man. Usually we have mats, but I won't have the mats with me on that one because we're flying everywhere. But if there's a gym we could go to, that'd be awesome. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's a simpler way to do this, but I don't think so. Flame height 64. Right, so when we spawn it at X plus distance. So maybe we could do... So we're going to get that spawn info populated by the A sprite layer. Just call it like additional info. So we'll have the X and Y. Let's just try this. Flame width is 8. Oops. I think flame width will always be 8. I might be able to get rid of that. Flame height 64. The height will change.
Colton,
what?
Your mother pushes children off their bikes and smells the seed.
That's true. It's caused a lot of problems. Oops, equals left. And then wait time is 3. Okay, and then what we could do is, oh, whoops. Should put this up here. We do all that, and then what we'll do is we'll add, we can add each of these things to the spawn info table. So we could go then we would go spawn info. Hold up. Oops. We'll go for drop thumbs, what is up? Totally manly. Got some friends that train there? Hell yeah. That'd be awesome. Might have Gracie Baja. Yeah, Gracie Bajas are always good. Okay, let's see here. We could just say info entry K equals V. Let's see if that does it. And then let's just go and do I have the right? Okay, so we should be able to run it in debug mode. Where was that script? Didn't set the breakpoint. Flame blasters. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. All right. I want to see our spawn info. There we go. So that added it all. Added the direction, the distance, flame height, flame width, and wait time. But it seems like, oh yeah, no, that's right. So let's get rid of this again. I'll bring this one back in. Just has one table. Hold up. Oh yeah, it contains that one table. But it's... Oh, hold on. Okay, let's not do this part here. One sec. So our spawn info just has one table in it that just has X and Y. Then if we throw this back in, one table in it that has X and Y, but then it seems like there's another additional table inside of that table with all of this shit, but I don't want that. I want it to just be one table. I want this to be in addition to the X and Y. It's weird though, because it still says the length is 1. What am I doing wrong here? So for each entry in this table, which should just be X and Y. So the entry itself should be a table. Huh. Stop to tourist. It's usually pretty rushed. Stumpy Thumb Joe, what is up? Plan on becoming a carpenter. Hell yeah. Making cabinets. Hell yeah, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, it's usually pretty rushed. It's like it's not cheap to tour and to travel. If like anyone does want to do some touristy stuff, it's kind of like on their own dime after either go early or stay late. Oh, yeah, I know why. Well, yeah, we might actually just do a table dot insert. So let's try might have to be that. So table dot insert list position and value. Can you add a key?
There are probably 120 million of these crabs.
Crimulous music coming on in. Hell yeah, life's been pretty good. I got a new baby now. She's 3 weeks old. Home for another couple of weeks. Crimulous, how is your stream? Welcome on in, welcome on in. Welcome in, everybody. Hell yeah. Crimulous, what are you up to? Mediocre as advertised. Hell yeah, dude. You'll fit right in here then. Welcome on in. How are you doing? What were you up to here? Let me give you a follow. Ooh yeah, baby. Fuck yeah, welcome in, guys. My name is Colton. I haven't changed the stream info because I'm an idiot. I will do that right now. I play the banjo in a band called the Dead South. And one of my favorite things that I've gotten into lately has been game dev. So the streams lately have basically been an hour or so of banjo practice. And then we write some code and make some games. Let's go Lua. Let's go Love2D. Let's go Shmup. Let's go Indie Dev. So the music portion is actually done for today, but if you want to hang out and watch me struggle to write some code, you're in the right spot. Welcome on in. Banjo Picker 2, hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. Daily stream of assorted originals, nice, dude. And a techno hypnotist. Okay, why isn't this working? Because like when you want to add something to a table in Lua, you can just go. You just add that key and then add the value. I don't know why it's making a new. I don't know why it's making an additional table. This is the part that I can't figure out. I mean, let's just run it and see. Like maybe it's working, but I don't think it will be. Yeah. So maybe we do need to do a table insert. So maybe we go, but can you insert, I don't know if you can even do that in Lua. Let's look this up. Lua, insert key and value to table. Two ways to create tables, fill them with data, table constructor. Yeah. Some key equals some value, yeah. Tab dot some key equals some value. That's what we're doing here. We could try info entry dot k equals v. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but maybe. No, that won't, because that would just put an actual literal info entry called k. I'm a little bit confused. I might have to, there's something I'm not understanding about Lua here, I think. I don't know why this, because all the info's in there, but it's in like a subtable somehow here. Request lines open. Yeah, it's like creating a nested table. You got an IMDb. Almost played really shit version of You Are My Sunshine. Hey, hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so why is it creating a subtable? We're saying for each entry in our spawn info list. So the first entry, well, it just looks like this. It says X equals whatever, 100, Y equals 20. Doesn't matter. That's what our info entry is. And then we're saying for each info entry, so for each one of these, we're adding this key. So it should just add flame width and this value. But what it seems like it's doing is it's making a whole new table inside the table, and then it's putting flame width is 8, flame height is whatever. But I have no idea why it's doing that. It's obviously I'm just doing something wrong. I don't understand something about Lua here, but it's weird because this is saying my table is this, key equals table key. My table key equals table value. Yeah. That is what we're doing. Search the element last position of the array. This is for arrays, though. That's an array style table again. I need I need the key value pairs. No, V. Oh, wait. Yeah, there it is. I think you're right. Right, V is this whole thing. Yes, yes, yes. That's what it is. You're right. So we got to go. Right. Wait. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do another nested loop, right? For key value and pairs additional info, right? Because it. Yes. Yes. I was treating this as one table. That's what it is. Okay. So actually, we want to do another. We want to do another I pairs here first. That's what we want to do. We want to go for addition in I pairs additional info. Do. And then here will be for each. Is that right? Let's try that. There it is. There it is. Hell yeah, Pixel, my man. That's what it was. Okay, now this should be working. So let's see. See if we did this right. Nope. Still didn't work there. Okay, what was the... What's the X and Y? X is 976, Y 104. $976 and 104. That is the right spawn point. What did we have? X was 864. Interesting. 864, hey? Oh, right. Yeah, I do this whole... Yeah, fuck. I do these guys different. I think I might have to rethink the entire way I'm spawning these guys. Because... yeah, here, let's see here. Let's bring this back in. Yeah, I know why this is happening. Let's just get rid of this whole function. For these guys, it actually might just make more sense to now what's going on here? Spawn info. Why isn't this being used anywhere? Oh, because of this one. So most of the enemies spawn when they're like just off the right side of the screen. So like that guy, that turret spawns like kind of right before it appears. But because these guys shoot these flames, I actually spawn them at a different place than they actually look. If that makes sense. So this guy's spawn point is actually like way over here. It's kind of a weird way that I did it when I just first got it working. And then later on, I started making I made the function that parses the A-Sprite info, so I didn't have to manually type in all this shit. But because this enemy's different, it might actually just make more sense to just type it in for these guys. I think we'll leave it like that for now. We'll say leaving Flame Blaster spawning as manual. I might have to think of a different way to do that one. Okay, let's do the other guys. The next ones are the zingers, so let's do them. Let's go here. Make another tile map layer called the zingers. Grid width will be 16. And they're like, what color are they? Kind of this color. Doesn't matter. Okay, I think our first zinger, where did we put him? 1248, somewhere around here, right? Wait, 1248. Oh, yeah, this was the first one here. This guy needs to be moved down to here. Okay, 1040 is the first one. Right here. Whoops. Okay, and then these guys... Yeah, I have to manually add the move amounts, but that's okay. We could do a similar sort of thing here. We did with the other guys. We'll go zingers.init. We'll go enemy utils.parse spawn image. Okay, so I gotta go. We'll save this. We'll call this zingers data. Here, boom. Spawn info is the table, and then 16. Oops, we can just go tile size. Get rid of that. Okay, and then we are going to need the move amounts. And do we have a default move amount? Okay. Okay, so we got to do the same thing. So then for each one, we're just going to say, actually, we'll go for I here. And then we'll say for amount in I pairs move amounts. Or yeah, we might have to do this, right? Call it J. So then it'll be, we'll go info entry I dot move amount equals amount. I think. Put another breakpoint. I'll get rid of the breakpoint in the other one. See if we did this right. Nil value. $95. Ship it on to people as it is right now. I could. I don't know why I would. It's got to be a little more playable. I do want people to start playing it, but we got to get it a little. It's got to be working a little bit better here first. Okay, so for each info entry. Okay, let's just start. Let's just see if this is fucking working first. There's an X and a Y, 1040 and 16. Okay, that's right. So why is this shit confusing me so much today? So for each info entry, and then for each move amount, we don't need to do that additional nested loop because this isn't a table, this is just a value. So our first info entry table, which right now contains just an X and a Y value, we should be able to just add a move amount, which should be the amount in here. So what am I doing wrong now? Attempt to index a nil value. Which one's the nil value? Is it? Donald coming in, yo. Yeah, it's just some royalty-free background music. Coming in with 4-month sub. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate that. How you doing? Welcome in. Okay, what am I doing wrong now? I wonder if I could do this a little simpler way. I wonder if I could go... I wonder if we could go info entry I dot move amount. That's what we called it, right? Yeah, move amount equals move amounts I. Let's try that. Still attempt to index a nil value. Oh, did I hit save? Still nil value. What's the nil value? Like, I feel like it's telling me that move amount is a nil value, which it is, but that's why I'm setting it here. Maybe do I have to do it this way? Does it have to be this syntax? I wish I could find out what the nil value is. So is it telling me this must be the info entry I? This can't be the nil value. I don't think this is, so it's, is it telling me this is the nil value? That move amounts I, is this, am I spelling something wrong? That's spelled the same, move amounts. Let me just go 70. Let me just hard code it instead of referencing. Like that should be okay because it's up there, but. Attempt to index a nil value. Turn that into multiplayer? That'd be awesome. What the hell's the nil value here? Okay, let's try some print statements here. So let's turn console on. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Okay, so we parse through. We've done this part and double checked. This is fine. Oh, whoops. I have to turn console off if I want to debug. Or console off, rather. Okay, so when we debug this, this works perfectly. Our spawn info has one table in it that has the proper X and Y. Perfect. So we know for a fact that this is not the nil value. Info entry I is not the nil value. So go back here. Let's try some printing. So let's just go here. Print. Spawn info 1 dot X. 1040, that's right. Dot Y, this will be 16. 16, that's right. Print move amounts 1. 70. I just don't know where the hell this nil value shit is coming from. What did we end up doing in the, what was it, the flame blasters? Info entry key. Let me try something here. Let's go, let's just add one. Let's just say spawn info 1 dot move amount equals 10. Print spawn info 1 dot move amount. See if we get a nil value error here. We get 10. So where's that error coming from? We tested adding to the table this way by just doing dot key. And it worked. We tested that this value is not nil. We tested that this value is not nil. Where am I spelling something wrong? Spawn info. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong here. I should be 1. Right? Because I'm using the I pairs thing, which Lua automatically, like, it's not going to let it go out of bounds. I thought that maybe, yeah, I was going out of bounds, but that shouldn't be happening. Because there's only 1 info entry in our spawn info table. So when we don't do this, spawn info, it's a table that contains 1 table with the X and Y values. So this right here, this table is spawn info I. Or sorry, info entry I. Oh, fuck. Stupid idiot. I'm doing the same fucking thing I did last time. Info entry.move amount. There we go. That's going to fix it. Jesus, my brain is fucking not working today, apparently. Let's check here now. There we go. Move amount 70. Yes. God damn it. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot, man. Oh my God. I was having a rough one yesterday, too. Some days it's like, it's easy. And then other days you just like, you fucking get lost in these stupid little problems like this. Okay, so that's working. So we just want to manually put in those movements. So 70, 30, 32, and 60. Okay, and then where were the other guys? So there was another one at 1104 and Y of 112. I think this guy was right around here. Wait. 1104. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. This guy right here. 1200. One there. And then 1248. I don't know if I had this 1248 guy in there, but it's, oh yeah, I did. Yeah, it was this guy here. Okay, so re-export that. Let's see. Flame Blaster's working. Oh yeah, I'm just manually doing those. That's fine. There's not going to be too many of them in the game, so I can manually do those guys. Now there's something else. There's a way 30, 32, and 60. Here, let's do this again. $16, 10, 40, move amount 70. Next guy, X of 1248. Okay. Right, because my spawning function goes by Y position. So we might have to sort that table first. Man, I don't know. These guys also, maybe it's easier to just manually type them in. For the asteroids and things that there's a lot of, I think it makes sense to do the A-Sprite version, but there's only a couple of these guys. It honestly might just be easier. It would be nice, though, to be able to just plop them into the thing here and then run the game. Wonder if there's a way. Info entry dot move amount, yeah. Fuck. Stupid. Jesus Christ. Let me think about this here. How could I... I wonder if... I wonder. I don't really know how to do this without just manually typing it all in. It might just be, yeah, might be one of those things that's just easier to type it in. Either that or I somehow reorganize. I do the spawn info thing and then reorganize the table based on X position and then plop the move amounts in. No. So what? So when I first started making this game, for each of these like enemies, and they're just squares in this. This is just my pixel art software, so they're each just represented by a square. But basically, I was manually typing in the X and Y position of where each of these enemies is going to spawn, which is fine. There's nothing super wrong with it, but I thought it might be easier because I was making like this is like a big asteroid field here. Like these are all asteroids. And it was getting to the point where when you have like more than 10 and you want to adjust the position of one, it's like really hard to like go through just this long list of XY positions and know which one you're adjusting. So I came up with a way to basically just have, just in the pixel art software, just have each layer, each enemy have its own layer. So like the asteroids, for example, let me turn everything off except the asteroids. So basically, at the start of the game, I export each of these layers, and then it goes through and it finds the X and Y position of these, and then it like plops it in and then spawns them at the appropriate time. So it's just easier than typing it all in. But some of the enemies, it's not just, they don't just need an X and a Y position. There's additional shit that they need. And one of these enemies, these little guys that jump around here, I can show you. We'll just plop this back in and get rid of this. Should work, I think. But they kind of jump around, but they don't all jump the same amount of jump. Okay, yeah, they're not even in there for some reason because of this. So I'm just wondering if there's a way that I could somehow denote, like, see this guy jumps a lot further than this little guy down here. That makes sense? So I'm just trying to figure out a way if I can somehow get that information. Get that information in there. The problem that I'm running into now is, so we put all those guys in here and they're spawning at the right spots. But then these jump amount values that I'm adding, they don't line up because I guess what I could do is just, let's see. So I guess, because the list is organized by Y position, not X position. And then this list is organized by X position. So these move amounts, I guess not jump amount, move amount values are being set on the wrong guys. That makes sense. I'm just trying to think of a simpler way I could make that happen. But I think maybe the simplest way is to just type it in. Like, just keep it like this. Just type each one in. I would like to have a system that kind of works for every enemy. Like, it'd be nice to be able to, like, for example, if I decide I want to move everything back a little bit, it would be nice to be able to just, like, you know, select all the layers and then just like move the whole game back. I guess that only worked for the terrain, but so it would be nice to kind of have it all in one spot, but I'm just trying to think of a way to make that happen. Like, is there something I could put in the image itself? Like maybe different colors could represent different movement amounts. That's one way to do it. That gets pretty complicated pretty quick though. Another way would be to reorganize the list. Reorganize the list by Y position. There. So, okay, so I'll try and explain it simply. How do I explain this simply? Right now, each of these layers represents, like, okay, let me turn off everything except for just the one we're doing right now. Which one are we doing? We're doing the zingers. So this layer, when I export this layer and bring it into Love2D, it goes through each tile and then basically says if you see a non-zero tile, it puts its X and Y position into this spawn info table, just so that I don't have to type it all out manually, right? Because when I was doing the asteroids, for example, the asteroids, it was just getting crazy with their, like, let's say I wanted to move this asteroid up a little bit, right? And I had this big long spawn info table. It was difficult to know which one was which. So I came up with this thing where each object has a layer in Asprite. I export that layer. I have this function, parse spawn image, that goes through tile by tile. And if there's a tile on that X and Y position, adds the X and Y position to the spawn info table. And then that's what spawns them. I have a spawning function as well. But there's some enemies, like these guys, that have additional information. They have this move amount, right? So what we were just doing here was adding the move amounts to the spawn info table. But because my function, I cycle through Y position first and then X position. So the the table of spawn, like the spawn info table, is organized by Y position. And this table here is organized by X position. So I'm just trying to figure out, basically the end result is that these move amounts are being set on the wrong guys. So like this one's move amount is being set to this. This one's move amount is being set to this, etc., etc. So I'm just kind of thinking of a way to fix that. Like it would be nice, and I'm wondering if the whole thing is just stupid and I should just type in the X and Y positions myself because it's already working. But it would just be really nice if, like, for example, I want to move everything in my level back a little bit. It'd be nice if I had all that information just right in here. And have all the objects each have their own layer that lives right in here. The reading of the tile is great. Don't remove that. Yeah, I like that too. And in the past, I haven't had this problem, but yeah, it's just that the move amounts are being set on the wrong guys. Like maybe it's just a matter of I need to just, let's just see let's see how this gets created here. So our first, $10.40. Oh wait, hold up. 1040, 1104, 1200, 1248. Oh. It was duplicated. I gotta do this. So 1040. Yeah, so then 1248. See, it organizes it by Y position. I mean, I guess I could just adjust this. Maybe this is the easiest way. So our 1040, we want the movement to be 70. So that one's right. Move amount on the 1248 guy should be 60. And it's being set at 30. So maybe this part I just do manually. 1104 move amount should be 30. So then this one should be 30. And then X is 1200, move amount should be 60. Wait. Oh shit. No, that's wrong. Okay, let's go through these again. So 1040, the move amount should be 70. That one's right. The guy who spawns at 1248, move amount should be 60. So that's the second one. Yep, that's right. Third one, move amount should be 32. That one's actually correct. Fourth one, move amount should be 60. Yeah, that is correct. Well, what the fuck? 60. 70, 30, 32, 60, 70, 30, 32, 60. Okay, let's try this now. Let's see if these guys are moving right. So it might just be that. It might just be I have to go and manually type that in. But it would be kind of nice if there was like somehow I could have that amount built into the layer or something. You know what I mean? Instead of having to type it in manually like that. But that one was actually wrong. That wasn't right. Let's look at this again. Okay, so the one that has the X position of 1040 should have a move amount of 70. That's good. The one that has the X position of 1248 should have a move amount of 60. The one who spawns at 1104 should have a move amount of 30. That's the third one. Yeah, so it's this that I'm doing right now that I would like to avoid. And then the one that has the X position of 1200 should have a move amount of 32. Okay, let's try that. Damn, you can use same layer, different color. Yeah, I was thinking that too, different color. You'd have to have a different color per like movement amount, right? Another thing I was thinking is maybe like a white line from its X position to, was that all right? I think that was all correct. And then we get the width of the white line, and then that could be the move amount. Or the length, I suppose, of the white line. Yeah, these are all right now. Oh, that collision's not working. Gotta change that. Put that in the bugs. Oh, I fixed this bug. No collision between flame walls and player. Not sure if you filter color too inside the layer. You can. I don't have it right now, but I could put that in there. Right now I'm just checking for if the alpha is 0. Where is that one? Yeah. You can use this image data get pixel function here from Love2D. It gives you returns RGBA. So I'm just checking if A isn't 0. But what I could do is maybe have like what if we did something like this? Because this guy, I want him to move from there to there. So what if I took like a white single pixel strip? Am I on the right layer? Let's just make sure. Which one is this? These are the zingers. I just draw a line like that, and then I could check the color values. So check if it's a white line, or could even be a pink line as well. And then get the movement amount of this guy. I'm not sure. That is one way to do it. Everybody, yeah. Remember, you have a good one? Just having your own dance party over there? Hell yeah. So I think if I did that, I would give this one its own like kind of slightly adapted function. So maybe we would do this. Local function, parse image data. Set it up the same way. And this is sprites. Whoops, sprites slash zingers data.png. Or maybe call this like parse white line data. We could still keep the same for the X and Y positions. Because we're going to have to go through pixel by pixel if we get the width of a line. Party going on in my pants and you're all invited. Hey, ayo. I just want to chat. Lua Soft, what's up? Get lost in gaming zone? Dude, I do. I love it. Okay, so we would just do the same thing for y equals 0. It's -1. Oops, this should be height -1. Oh my god. Twilight Zone, baby. Oh. I'm getting tired. It's a long week. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing. Local RGB A equals image data get pixel. Can you do this in Lua? Can you say if RGBA equals 1111? Will that work? Will you get an error? Probably get an error, hey? Yeah, you'll have to do them. Probably like R equals 1 and G equals 1 and B equals 1 and A equals 1. Spice Girls, moved on to Spice Girls. Let's go. 10 miles, not including the lifting. Good, dude. Fuck yeah. I trained. I did 5 days in a row. Sunday, Monday. I did weights Sunday, jiu-jitsu Monday, weights Tuesday, jiu-jitsu Wednesday, weights Thursday. I haven't done that in, it's been over a year for sure. 5 days in a row. My body and brain are feeling it. Super serious meeting at an Italian cheese factory. You have a good one there, dude. What time are we at? I should probably leave it here pretty quick too. Yeah. I was planning on going till 2. We'll have 10 minutes. Have a good weekend, dude. See you next week, probably. How's the back? It's definitely not better than new, but it's getting there. We're getting closer and closer. I've been doing, started lifting weights again in February, I want to say. Started super, super light and just been really gradually building that up. And then just the last 3 weeks, I think I've been going back to jiu-jitsu. So starting to build that up again very, very slowly, but it's coming. Excuse me. Feels good to be back at the normal stuff. Yeah, thanks for the help, dude. I appreciate it. You sometimes you just need someone to point out how stupid you're being. This is all doctor approved, yep, and physio approved. Walking's not your friend? Damn. You ever check Discord? I check it every day, baby. I don't check through every single channel, though. If you want me to see something, you got to tag me in it. Yeah, so how would we do this? I'd have to basically check to see if the X position of the... Ah, shit, man. I don't even know. I don't even know how I would do this. I basically have to... So For each of these guys, check if there's a white line 1 pixel to the left. And if there is, we'd have to check how many pixels long that white line is. You fucking do whatever you, man. Or I wonder if there's, fuck yeah, I wonder if there's an easier way to do this. Maybe I just need to, I'm trying to think of the simplest way I could make this happen. I think this white line idea actually kind of works. So basically, yeah, you know what? Let's think about it this way. So what if I wonder if we could use the actual spawn info table already. Yeah, let's think about this a different way. So for each spawn info, so we could say for we check if there is a white line say local, let's call it pixel, would be image data get pixel at info entry dot x minus 1 and info entry dot y. Or wait, what does get pixel give us again? That gives us the RGBA, right? So it'd be that, and then we could say if r equals 1, g equals 1, and b equals 1, and a equals 1. Let's just see if we can detect that first. Let's just go here, print pixel found. Let's think about this. I'm gonna get rid of this again. And then we're going to go parse white line data. Okay, I just want to see if this is even going to work. So basically, we should get one print. I'm just going to see if it can detect this white pixel next to this guy here. And then if it does, actually, let's say pixel found. We'll say this. We'll do this. We'll printf. Pixel found. Whoops. Pixel found at x percent I y percent I info entry dot x info entry dot y. So where is this pixel? This pixel is at Oh yeah, 1103.112. So info entry.x minus 1. Oh, I have to re-export. Pixel found at 1087. Okay, it found a couple. Oops. Classic. I always forget the new line. Okay. So there's one at 1087, 112, and one. So there is actually the one that we wanted was found. There's another one, 1087, 112. Let's see what's going on there. 1087. Where are you? Okay, so it detected this one as well, which is interesting. Let's take another look at that. So for each thing in iPairs, we're going to go interesting. If I get rid of that, let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, interesting. Let's put this breakpoint back in again. I gotta go to here. There's the annoying thing about developing this on Windows. You can't have the console and the debugger going at the same time.
Keep my name out your fucking mouth!
Okay, it was this one, right? 1104, 112. Okay, it's interesting that it did it again over here. Because our info... here, let's hit that one more time with the debugger. $1104. There's one at 1088. Oh, you know what? I think I know why. Oh no, we are searching we're using the Y position as well. $1088, eh? Oh yeah, I know why. Because it's also right, because of this. It's detecting this as a tile as well because of this function that just checks if A is 0 or if the alpha is 0 or not. Okay, so yeah, I think for these guys, they'll have to have their own, be almost identical to this function, but it'll be slightly different for their use case. So we'll have to make like their own function for that. So let's do that. So kind of be almost exactly the same. We just want to check if it's not a white pixel. So let's just say function parse spawn image. Oops. Spawn data. Okay, so basically do all this exact same shit. Except it's going to be sprites, zingers, data.png. That little in the song, I thought someone was knocking on my door. We don't need the jump amount. We'll just do tile size. And this will just be our normal spawn info. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all this shit here. Actually, we don't need any of that. So first we'll go parse spawn data. And then this is what's going to be different. So we're going to say if A is 0, and then we'll just say if R doesn't equal 1, and G doesn't equal 1, and B doesn't equal 1. Then we do all this shit. Okay, so let's just start with that. Make sure this is still working. So we got that breakpoint. Let's go here. Okay, what's different here? Here, let's put a breakpoint here. Oops. Why do we have no locals or anything?
Hey, Colton.
What?
I hope you fall down with your hands in your pockets.
Wow, that's rude. Okay, here, let's put the breakpoint there, maybe. Okay, let's jump into the function. Okay, so let's step through. Oh, do we got to step through for every... No, there we go. Okay, so... What's width? Width is 2560. That's right. Okay, so why isn't this... Let's see. Image data. We get the new image data. We get the width and height. Don't need the jump amount. We go... Let's just get rid of this for a sec and just see. Weird that there's no local values at all happening here. Huh. But when we do it with the enemy utilities function, it seemed to work. Let's see. Enemy utils dot parse spawn image. So file name is sprites / zingers data.png. Spawn info is our table. Our jump amount is tile size. Okay, let's run that. Yeah, so this time it worked. So what is the difference here between this function and this function? I'm going to make this function info entry, x is x, y is y. We add the table. I'm not seeing a difference. However, I have made other really simple, stupid mistakes today. So what do we got wrong here? Okay, I'm going to try something else here. I'm going to delete you. I'm going to just copy the exact contents of this and just give it a different function name. Parse data. Sure, whatever. File name, spawn info table. Let's just give it exactly the same everything. So this is the identical function with a different name. Parse data. We're going to go sprites/zingers data.png. Spawn info is going to be our table. Tile size is going to be our step amount. Let's run it. Worked that time. Okay. So why can't I just... Why can't I do this? Here's data.png. Tile size. Tile size. And just pass it right to spawn info. Get rid of these arguments. And now we have no info in there. That's really weird. We're doing the exact same thing both times. Let's undo everything. Where's the problem coming from? Let's see if we can nail it down. So let's get rid of this. Instead of file name, let's get rid of that argument. I'll go sprites zingers data.png. Everything else should be exactly the same, right? Go down here. Okay, it works if we get rid of the file name argument. Let's get rid of the spawn info table argument. Okay, and we'll just put our table, which is just called spawn info. That's what it's called, right? Am I on drugs here? Spawn info. Yep, that's right. Get rid of that argument. Whoop. Run it again. Okay, so it's that. So this table insert isn't working. Why would that not work? Why can't I just add it to my spawn info table right here? Why would I have to pass that as an argument? That doesn't make any sense. What the hell? That's really weird. I'm not sure why I would have to pass that as an argument. And then pass spawn info here. That makes literally no fucking sense. Unless... Yeah, there it is. What the hell, man? Is there a second table called spawn info in here somehow? Huh. I'm confused. You got any Lua programmers in the chat? Why would I only be able to use table.insert on a past value here? Seems really weird to me. I don't get that one bit. I should be able, like, if I just want to explicitly add it to that table and not pass it as an argument, that should be doable, right? Table.insert. Am I getting the syntax right? Table.insert list, which is the table, and then the value. Yeah, this is what we're trying to add to the table, and then this is the table we're adding to. That's the table right there. But when we do it that way, it doesn't even recognize our table. Ask ChatGPT. Yeah, honestly, that's not a bad idea. Ooh, that parses some pixel data from an image. For some reason, when I parses image pixel data from image and then adds some info to a table. Table is defined in my module as spawn info. Yeah, it's an empty table. For some reason, when I pass the info as an argument to the function, it works, but when I just set the table, oops, directly in the function, it doesn't work. Can you see any errors here? Okay, so we have this. Okay, I'm gonna get the working version here first. And then I call it here. And then we have spawn info tile size. This doesn't work. We get rid of this. Fuck, I hate the formatting that this shit does because you can't add any comments. And called like this. In the working version, I have to pass spawn info as... I'm probably doing something really dumb, like what Pixel Rogart was pointing out earlier. I'm just having one of those brain fart days. An argument, and then call it with my spawn info table. But if I adjust the function to just have spawn, just have the values inserted to spawn info, it doesn't work. Variable scope. When you reference spawn info directly inside the function without passing it as a parameter, Lure might not be able to see it in the module level spawn info table. If your function is defined before the spawn info table, it's not. Might not see the spawn, the module level variable. I don't think that's the problem because I use script level variables all the time in my functions, but make sure spawn info is defined before the function. Yep, so this is what we're doing. Module structure issue. If you're using module pattern, the function might be defined in a different scope. Define the function after the table. Print spawn info, spawn info. Check if this prints the table or nil. Let's try that. Direct reference version fails because Lua can't find the spawn info variable in the function scope. Okay, let's see. Let's test that. So, let's go here. Print spawn info. Oops. Let's go back here. Yeah, we're getting the table. Oh wait, but hold up. Was it different tables? No, it's the same table. So that's not... I tested and the table is available in the current scope. So I tested by printing the table in the function. Check if the function is actually being called. It is being called. We know that. Check if the loop is finding any pixels. The loop logic looks correct. Right, that's a good idea. We can see if it's finding pixels. We could just do a little print right here. Pixel found. Yep, it's finding the pixels. Might be a difference how the table's being referenced. Spawn info before. Yeah, okay. So let's do this. We'll go here, print spawn info. Print it once there. We'll actually do this as well, just so we know. And then spawn info. Is it the same? Yep, it's the same table. That's bizarre as hell. Confirmed that the pixels are being found. And the spawn info table is the same table being referenced outside and inside the function. That's puzzling. If the pixels are being found, it's the same table reference. Table insert call should be working. Verify the actual table insert is happening. Entry. X%
Hey, Colton.
What?
You're like a lighthouse in a desert, bright but not very useful.
Hey. And then toString info entry. So that's our table. So it's saying it's inserting it all. This is bizarre as hell. I always feel vindicated when I ask ChatGPT and ChatGPT is also confused. Let's run it in debug again. Huh, yeah, it's just not. I don't know. That's weird. Let's try this. Oh. Immediately after parse data, spawn info has 5 entries. Oh, well then why isn't it showing up? Okay, so it is adding it. It's just not showing up in the debugger. Oh, why the fuck wouldn't it show up in the goddamn debugger? That's fucking dumb. Oops. That's kind of lame. How am I supposed to fucking debug it? That's so stupid. That's so weird that it wouldn't show up in the debugger. What if I put a breakpoint here? Oops. Okay, there it is. That's fucking dumber than hell. I have to go into the update function in order to see this information. Okay, well, that was a big detour, and I can't even remember what we were actually trying to do. Anyways, what time is it? Maybe we'll leave it there. It's 2:30. I gotta take a little brain break anyway. I'll come back to this later this afternoon. Let me go to my to-do list here. So we are... Little fucking ant on my keyboard. We are working on, let's just say white line in Zinger's data to determine move amount. Save that. Okay, we'll do a git add. Refactor. Let's say working on Zinger's spawn data. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Got a little bit bogged down there, but hell yeah, everybody. Ask it about IT's involvement with Watergate and insist to no end that ChatGPT was the main culprit in the Watergate scandal. That's a good one. I like it. Alrighty. Let's find somebody to raid. Yeah, UFC in the Discord tomorrow. I got Sadie. As soon as I put Sadie down, I might be a little bit late from this after the main card starts. But yeah, let's watch it in the Discord. I'll put Sadie to bed. We'll get hammering. Yes, yeah, hit me up on Discord tonight. After I put Sadie to bed. So that'll be around between 8 and 9 my time. Let's find somebody to raid. How about this guy? No Skills Games. Coding NES emulator in Rust. Eric's on. We rated Eric yesterday though. What's this guy's vibe? Let's rate this guy. No Skills Games. Developing an RPG using Godot.
Not gonna be visible anyways. Pardon me. Or whatever.
Fuck it. Let's go hit him up. Back to Weeb Shenanigans. Yo, Weeb Shenanigans are great. Hell yeah.
Maybe this axe should be in the hand instead.
Alright. Thanks, everybody. We will see you tomorrow in the Discord for UFC, or we'll see you on Monday.
Hey, Colton.
What?
You're as useful as tits on a bull.
That's a good one. I like that one. Hell yeah. All right. We'll see you guys. Everyone have a good one. Peace out.
It's gonna be one of those that has like a spike here. Kinda like this, I guess. Whoa, that's a lot of people. Hey, I appreciate you, Colton Crawford, for the raid. I was not expecting something like that. Just drawing some rights here. Hey, what's going on? I appreciate the raid. Welcome everybody. I guess I'm just gonna show the game real quick. I guess I'm just chilling. I'm making some sprites, but I don't mind showing the game to people that come in, even if it's just one person. I'm working on my action RPG, so this is a game that I've been working on for 10 months at this point. I'm a solo developer. This is an action RPG, kind of like Diablo and Path of Exile, Last Epoch, I guess, if anybody has seen played those games. So this game has a lot of content and it's often difficult to go through everything, but I'm gonna try. I appreciate the follow. So I'm just gonna show what I'm working on here. So this is Gate, my action RPG. Now I'm just adding content right now. I'm in the content phase. I'm adding monsters, skills, items, passives, and everything that I can think of. So this game has a full-fledged item system. So there are items with randomized modifiers, just like in any action RPG. You can drop them. You can store it in your stash. The stash has a lot of features. You can auto sort your loot. There's around 100 singular items or legendary stuff. They have pretty custom modifiers. Every item in the game has a sprite in the floor and also equipped. So any item that you want is gonna have a sprite. Looks awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it. I work a lot on this. So yeah, every item has a sprite. There's a loot system, of course, that you can spawn loot like this. Right, when killing monsters. There's an item filter that you can customize here. You can actually customize the rules and everything to change the sound effect and the look of the items on the floor, so you can hide things that you don't want to see anymore. You can filter by level and whatnot. I don't have many monsters, but I have monsters that drop loot. Now there's a whole passive tree that I'm working on. I'm adding new passives every time. So there are classes. So this one is the puppeteer class, which is like the minion class. They have pretty custom modifiers here. So the skills, just like in a Path of Exile, they come in items, so they're itemized. You can actually buy any of these and you can equip them. So here's the list of their skills. You can equip them here or unequip them anytime you want. They level up just like your player. You can put your skills down here. There's a lot of NPCs. So this guy sells you skills. You can disenchant gear. So you can destroy gear here. You can move it quickly like this. So destroy trash that you don't want from the dungeons. You can buy consumables here. So you can buy consumables to craft some gear. So you can actually craft with this, just like in Path of Exile. You can craft using consumables. There's a lot of runes. Each rune does something different, and you can craft on your items like this. You can also use this forge to either randomize the modifiers or upgrade the tiers. You can hold Alt to see the tiers and the ranges of all the modifiers. You can buy random equipment here with gold.